Hi, my name is Ryan Lane, and welcome to my review channel. So for today's movie, I will be reviewing Fall, directed by Scott Mann and starring Grace Curry, Virginia Gardner, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Mason Gooding. Anyway, so this film tells the story of Becky, played by Grace Curry. She's a free solo climber who loves to climb and enjoys the sport with her friend Becky, played by Hunter, played by Virginia Gardner, and Dan, her husband, played by Mason Gooding. But faster than you can say, hold on, Dan dies, and Becky goes from, yeah, I love rock climbing, to I'm sad and I want to drink myself to death. Anyway, 1 year after this event occurs, Becky's friend Hunter decides, you know what, you need to get over the death of your husband during a climb. Going on a dangerous climb. Yeah, Hunter's not exactly the smartest person. Anyway, so they decide to go on this ill-advised climb, and wouldn't you know it, things go wrong, and they get stuck at the top of an antenna, and the film follows them as they attempt to get down from the antenna. Safely, mind you. Without dying. Yeah, this film is awful. Like, normally I'd start a review like this talking about the decent things I liked about this movie. There's only one decent thing, the cinematography, and even then, for reasons I'll go into later, even that doesn't help much. So let's just start off with the screenplay. The screenplay, it is completely predictable. If you've seen, any movie where two white chicks who are sad and decide to go on a trip because they're sad, you've kind of seen this movie already. You'll discover there's some bad blood between them that will be discovered during the movie. They'll make up and then continue on trying to survive, and it'll have almost next to nothing to do with the plot. That happens there. Also, the script is littered with a whole bunch of setups of which have painfully obvious payoffs. Everything from a DIY life hack to condors, circling around the tower. It's just it is almost insane just how many of the setups have such lazy payoffs. And also the film's pacing. The film takes way too long to get the actual meat and potatoes part of the story going, where they're stuck at the top of the tower. Throughout the movie I was going, it's like, okay, come on, we know where this is going. Get to the part where you're stuck on the top of the tower already. It's because there's nothing real interesting to hold on to in between from the beginning of the movie to when the second act actually begins. It's just so boring. Also, the characters themselves, they are incredibly stupid and two-dimensional. Like I said earlier, Becky, she's just a depressed, grieving widow who's afraid. That's basically her two things she talks about with Hunter. It's like, I'm sad, I don't want to do this too. I'm afraid, I want to do this. It's just so boring and painful. And Hunter, she's a YouTuber. Well, rather, an annoying YouTuber. Totally not like me, at least I hope not. Yeah, and anyway, and she just speaks in platitudes about, not being afraid of death and living life to the fullest. And her dialogue is just so banal and boring. It's just, the actors do their best, but they can only do so much with these two-dimensional roles. Not to mention, they are written in such stupid manners. Their attempts at survival are as dumb as they are improbable. At one point near the end of the film, one character is required to do something in order for the characters to survive, and it involves hanging, and this person hangs for way too long than should be scientifically possible. Literally, the myth, that cliche where people hold on to a ledge, dramatically and just barely manage to pull themselves up. Yeah, Mythbusters did a whole thing on that. The hang time is incredibly smaller than you would think, and I highly doubt this character would be able to pull off such a hang time. Also the special effects. Now this is where the cinematography comes into play. So the film decently shot. I mean, you can certainly see the director doing his best to try and ratchet up tension, make you fear for the characters. And the camera angles do a good job of that in theory. But the problem is the special effects are bad, like really bad. Like at one point, the character Hunter, she's, referred to as Ethan Hunt. And I was like, yeah, no, you don't get the right to call her that, because Ethan Hunt would actually do the aka Tom Cruise, would do the stunt for realsies. You guys use so much green screen to recreate, the tower and the hanging sequence. Even George Lucas would look at the scene like, yo, dude, you need to back off on the green screen, man. And yeah, also, if in the third act there's a revelation regarding one of the characters that is so dumb as it is derivative, I was just like, oh god, so many movies have done this better. And heck, even it's like there's no setup to it. It's not like other good movies where there are plot twists and then you can look back and think, oh, so that's what that meant. This is a film in which the twist only works because the audience is spoon-fed a flashback as to what really happened. It's just, yeah, I mean, so with all that in mind, Fall is a awful, predictable, boring, and stupid entry into the, sad white girls decide to go on a trip to get over being sad subgenre. So with all that in mind, I will be giving Fall a half star out of 5. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. If you like this review and would like to see more like it, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And for today's comment section prompt of the day, did you like Fall? Why or why not?